The Pacific Northwest of the United States is both a source and symbol of the American pioneer spirit. Early settlers, having braved the harrowing journey from the east, found refuge in the fertile soil, the warm days, and cool nights of this beautiful region. In the 1800s, entrepreneurial farmers seeking their fortune in the bountiful Pacific Northwest discovered that the plentiful water and volcanic soil encouraged the growth of pear trees brought here from Europe. Today, Northwest pears account for 84% of all fresh pears grown in the United States and account for 92% of America's fresh pear exports. USA Pears is your direct connection to over 1,500 growers that work this land and the beautiful crop that they grow. There are 4 growing districts that produce USA Pears: Wenatchee, Yakima, Mid-Columbia, and Medford. Nestled in north-central Washington state, the Wenatchee area is named after a Native American word meaning river flowing through canyons. It's a name that perfectly suits the turbulent rapids of the Wenatchee River.
The first pears were planted here in about 1875. My family has been farming in this area since the turn of the century, 1900. I'm Ray Schmitten, and this is Schmitten Orchards that we're standing in. I farm from Aniat River Valley, clear up the Wenatchee River Valley to here, to Dryden. So I'm farming right around 500 acres myself and my wife. All hand-picked and hand-cared for, yeah. That's about 60,000 trees.
Known in much of the world as the Williams pear, the green Bartlett is one of the most popular pears in the world, with around 4 million boxes produced and sold annually in the Northwest. In 1805, the Lewis and Clark expedition landed in what would become Yakima, Washington. Today, this region boasts thousands of acres of fruit orchards, including Sunquist Fruit.
My name is Andrew Sunquist. I'm with Sunquist Fruit in Yakima, Washington. My family got into farming in the mid-20s. Been farming that ground ever since. We grow green Bartletts and green D'Angelo pears, and we have about 250 acres total.
First commercially grown in France almost 2 centuries ago, the green Anjou is now the Northwest's most widely produced fresh variety, with upwards of 11 million boxes produced annually and availability extending to 11 months out of the year.
Those in this industry are especially connected to what they do because they're dealing with a living thing that's there year in, year out, and they're shaping a living thing. For me, it was a lifestyle and then a legacy.
The Mid-Columbia region is named for the majestic Columbia River, which connects Oregon and Washington and nourishes thousands of acres of USA pear orchards.
This is just right. It's kind of like Goldilocks. It's not too warm, and it's not too cold, and it's not too wet, and it's not too dry. I'm Jennifer Ewer, and our orchard is called Valley Crest Orchards. My grandfather came out from Pennsylvania in about 1912 and planted green Anjou pears, green Bartlett pears, and some Bosc pears.
It was Jennifer Ewer's father that first discovered and propagated the red Anjou pear. Today, around 1 million boxes are shipped annually.
We've been here for close to 100 years, and it'd be nice to think that we could continue to do the same thing on the same piece of land.
In the shadow of beautiful Mount McLaughlin in southern Oregon, the Medford region has long been home to high-yield orchards.
My name is Ron Meyer. I'm a pear grower at Talent, Oregon, and our orchard bears the family name Meyer Orchards. My grandfather was a coal miner in Illinois, and he had a near fatal accident in the coal mines, and so in May of 1910 they moved to Medford, Oregon, and bought a pear orchard. The family has been involved in the pear business ever since. As far as my family's concerned, the Bosc pear is their favorite.
With their dense, honey-sweet flesh, the Bosc is a popular baking and dessert fruit the world over. Ron Meyer and the other growers of USA Pears will ship between 2.5 and 3 million boxes of this sweet, crisp fruit annually. It is this legacy of passion and determination, as well as the lush, fertile land and climate of the Pacific Northwest, that makes the fruit harvested by the more than 1,500 growers of USA Pears unlike any other on Earth.
A pear grower's life is one of long days, hard work, and challenges. From the time pruning begins in the winter, through pollination in the spring, straight through the harvest in the fall, the growers of USA Pears are working hard to grow the finest fruit.
It's a lot of work, and it keeps us busy. Each tree is pruned every year, and with the small crew that I have, it takes all winter and into almost up till bloom time that they will be pruning.
Then as soon as spring comes, then you have the fearful nights, wondering if it's going to get too cold and freeze all our blossoms tonight.
That's when we don't get any sleep. You just don't get sleep. I mean, you work all night and you work most of the day. So that's the extreme time of the year.
Their efforts culminate in the harvest when the fruits of their labor are ready to be picked. The harvesting of pears is equal parts art and science. A successful harvest requires the perfect combination of technical knowledge and highly skilled labor. Pear growers use specialized equipment to measure the amount of pressure that a pear's flesh will bear, allowing growers to predict the right picking time with pinpoint accuracy. When harvest time arrives, each fruit is carefully picked by hand. From the early buds, protected from frost by a range of means, to the mature fruit, carefully picked and packed by hand, the growers of USA Pears spare no effort to ensure that the pears on your shelves are as perfect as the ones they see out their windows every day. Today's grocery consumer has a vast array of produce choices, from sources in every corner of the globe. To compete in this crowded marketplace, the growers of USA Pears work to ensure that every piece of fruit is of the highest quality. From the time a pear is carefully picked at the orchard, to the moment a customer chooses that fruit in a store, an entire team of specialists using sophisticated technology works to ensure that the product they deliver is of the absolute highest quality.
Our role as a fruit packer are to receive the fruit from the orchards around the valley, in which we store, pack, grade, sell, and ship the fruit.
Proper storage is crucial for any fruit, but the ripening behavior of pears requires special attention and provides unique benefits. To take full advantage of pears' ability to ripen off the tree, the fruit is picked when it is mature. The fruit is then sorted, graded, and priced. The USA pear industry adheres to the U.S. Department of Agriculture standards for grading pears. When you buy a U.S. No. 1, fancy, or third-grade USA pear, you really know what you're getting. They pride themselves on that consistency. Pears are also rated by size and identified by a number representing the quantity of pears of that size that can fit into the standardized 4/5 bushel box, which is generally around 44 pounds. After sorting, pears are carefully wrapped and packed for shipping. In addition to the 4/5 bushel box, USA Pears offer a variety of alternately sized packaging, ranging from half-sized boxes for smaller market vendors to display-ready trays and bags marked for retail sale. Once packed, pears are stored in carefully controlled environments to manage the pear ripening process. When the circumstances dictate a longer period between picking and sales, packing houses use a technology called controlled atmosphere, or CA. With CA technology, packing houses have developed a process to control the atmosphere under which pears are stored that helps preserve the quality for later season shipments throughout the year. When the pears are returned to the ambient atmosphere, they continue to ripen in a normal fashion, delivering a fresh, succulent taste nearly year-round. For distributors, this means fruit has a longer life on the shelf and less waste. For consumers, it means that choosing the perfect fruit is perfectly simple. Just check the neck for ripeness near the stem. Pears' unique ripening behavior, combined with the industry's state-of-the-art technology, allow the growers of USA Pears to deliver a product that surpasses consumers' expectations again and again. The Pacific Northwest of the United States is renowned for both its natural beauty and for having some of the most sophisticated palates in the world. Renowned chef David Anderson champions pears in his restaurants.
My favorite pear to cook with is the Anjou, green Anjou. It's a very versatile pear. It's got a lot of different applications. It holds well to cooking, shape and texture-wise. You can use either high heat cooking like sauteing or grilling. It also takes well to poaching. It's got a sweet and juicy flavor, slightly tart, and really versatile flavor profile to it. And I like using that in a lot of different cooked applications. I also really love the red Anjou pears and other red skin varieties of pears. I really like to showcase either raw, sliced, so that you can really showcase the beautiful color of the skin and the shape and colors of it. I like to use it either fresh in salads or on a cheese plate, in the middle of winter.
From the cutting edge of the culinary arts to your local grocer, USA Pears are in demand. Jeff Fairchild, produce buyer at the popular New Seasons Market, has the formidable task of selecting fruit for their discriminating clientele.
I'm a dessert pear person. I grew up eating kumis at Harry & David's out of the Rogue Valley when I was a little kid. There's nothing like fresh pears right out of hand. By far, our best selling pear is Bartlett's. It's a variety people are comfortable with. But I have to admit, I've become sort of interested in the Concord recently. It's another dessert pear. The thing I like about it, it's smooth and creamy.
Whether your customers are following a recipe from the experts, the guidance of their local grocer, or the wisdom of their own taste buds, there is a USA Pear variety that is right for everyone. The Pacific Northwest of the United States, where the Crystal River waters carve a path through the lush landscape, and rolling hills surround the towering volcanoes that created this nutrient-rich soil so many years ago. The growers of USA Pears work this land every day so you can taste the magic of this region, whether the pears are in your backyard or on the other side of the world.